Welcome back. It is episode 114. I'm your host, Jacob Harris, and this podcast is brought to you by Achievement Apex and Power Pit Rockingham. Today, I'm joined by Lucy Michon. That's how you say it, isn't it?
It is.
Thank God.
It is.
I was like, I'm going to screw this up.
No, you got it.
I should have asked her beforehand. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I am really, I feel like it's my pleasure. We've talked about doing live streams together, doing podcasts. We finally made it happen.
Yeah.
I don't even really know where to start. So I know that I've probably been aware of who you are and you as a lifter, seen you compete maybe 3 times now.
Yep.
But I would like you to give us an idea of when you started. All right. You, for a start, how old are you?
I'm 37.
I know you shouldn't ask that, but I asked it. You're 37.
I'm 37. I'm nearly 38 actually in October.
Okay. And so when did you start training?
Training years and years, like actually just training in the gym. It was 2000 and maybe 2007, and that started a group fitness.
So wasn't it Muscle Pit?
Nope. I started just doing group fitness classes after I had my second daughter, and then that turned into being a group fitness instructor. That was 2010, and then that turned into, all right, I want to do something for myself. So I did some bodybuilding, like a lot of powerlifters do. And then once I'd done that, I was kind of like, cool, well, I like my food too much and I want to get strong. So then I went into powerlifting, and that was 2018.
And that started at Muscle Pit? Like were you already training at Muscle Pit?
No. So through, through my bodybuilding, which was at Physique Code, Richard Collins.
Yep.
And my nutritionist back then was Alice Cousins. And so I did my bodybuilding comps through them, and his place down in Palmyra, I think it is still there. And we did all of that, and then he started doing these strength camps. And so I knew I didn't want to do another bodybuilding comp, so I started doing these strength camps, and then kind of realized that, had a bit of potential there. And then I was working at Lorna Jane at the time, and a few, Tanya from the pit and a few others sort of were coming in and whatnot, saying, oh, you really need to come down to the pit and have a look and see what it's all about. And so I went down there and had a look, and then still through Richard, I did the deadlift only comp, and that was at Muscle Pit. I think I deadlifted like 155, and then kind of made the decision that it was better for me if I wanted to sort of pursue my powerlifting career, or, that whatever that is, I guess, career, let's say that. I really needed to be there. I needed to be with powerlifters, and Richard's place was awesome. Physique Code's amazing, but really bodybuilding specific. And it kind of didn't work for my head at the time either, because a lot of the people training there were training to get on stage and be bodybuilders, and there I was trying to eat food and lift heavy weights. So I didn't feel like I was around the right people at the time. So, and I knew going to the pit that I would be. So I moved across to the pit, and Henry started training me, and we've been training together ever since.
Yeah, wow, okay. So what did you weigh when you were bodybuilding?
I don't know. I think I hit the stage at I think I was 58 kilos for my comp. And I remember going when I started at the pit, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so fat. Like, and the guys there were just like, are you kidding? Like, go and eat a burger. What are you doing? And I think I was 67 and a half then, because I did the deadlift comp at 67 and like the 67 and a half kilo class. So, and then I just started eating and then went to the 75 kilo class straight away. But it felt good. Like, it felt good, and just kept going from there.
So how many times did you compete in bodybuilding?
Twice.
Okay.
I did 2 comps, same year as well. And that was, actually the memories for the first one just came up on Facebook the other day, and that was 9 years ago.
What federation?
It's ICN now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What was it then?
INBA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, because that's probably the best place to start from. That's kind of what like a lot of bodybuilders will say if you get lean or get as lean as you can, and then you kind of go into that surplus, it's always a great place to start from because you have a really good idea of how much muscle you actually have.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you're not just kind of one of these dudes who sits in between. I sit heaps at the gym. I've been that guy. You're just kind of like never lean, but you're never big. Because every time you try to get big, you're like, I want to be lean.
Yeah.
And you try to get lean, then you're like, I look small.
Yeah, yeah.
And you stay in the middle. So you probably started from a great point because you probably would have been shredded. And then you were like, I'm just going to put all the food in. So body composition-wise, you would have probably, I guess it's like the best feeling ever because you're like lean. And I know you probably felt like you were getting fatter. But you must have gained a lot of muscle in that period, right? Like because you're training obviously like a bodybuilder still, but then you're also doing powerlifting, so your training's changing, and you're putting a bunch more food in. That to me, I find that part the most interesting and exciting because I'm like, that's how I did it. I was really skinny, and then I went, I'm going to eat everything and train hard, and I just felt so good.
Yeah, and it did feel good, but I wasn't educated enough. Either. And so I knew a lot of the food that I was probably putting in me wasn't right.
Like what? What were we eating?
Oh, man, this is ages ago. And I don't think it was like good or bad. I just didn't monitor it the way that it should be, you know,
like
and it wasn't fueling my body properly. Yeah. Plus, I had gone from bodybuilding, and to be honest, when I started that, my metabolism was really bad anyway. So I spent a lot of time with Alice sort of building my calories slowly without increasing the body weight too much. And I think we hit, which is nothing nowadays, I guess, for a lot of us powerlifters, but I think I hit 2.6 calories. And as soon as we hit it, it was time to come back down to prep for that comp.
And what weight were you at for that?
Oh, dude, I couldn't tell you.
No,
I don't even know.
Yeah.
And again, back then we didn't really worry too much about the body weight. It was skin folds. So as long as those skin folds were decreasing, like we didn't, you know, what actually said on the scales it wasn't a huge matter. So, but yeah, we just like now when I finished bodybuilding, because we did it so quickly, again, my metabolism it was shot. So I was eating and I was gaining quite a bit of weight, and I was gaining it quickly. And again, didn't phase me too much because we're powerlifters and we didn't really worry about that kind of thing. And it wasn't until like Annie started training at the gym, and she's obviously a nutritionist. And she kept saying to me, because I didn't have a nutritionist then, obviously, I'd left physique code and stuff like that. So it's something that I just let go. And she was like, man, just let me work with you. Just give me a chance to like see what we can do with you. And I was like, I don't know, like maybe. And then I think I got to a point where I realized I was getting a bit bigger, and I didn't feel like I could see any muscle or anything like that, you know. And as a girl, you kind of start feeling a little bit off and whatnot. And she was like, just give me a chance. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. let's give it a go. And she put me on a meal plan. Obviously, we made sure that my macros and everything were right. We slowly increased my calories again, so that I wasn't gaining any more weight, but increasing those calories to a good amount. And yeah, I've been working with her for 3.5 years now, and we got to a place. So I think we were just having a chat a little bit about it before. I did push-pull in 2019, and so 2019. So I started working with Annie April of 2019. Push-pull's November, and she said to me in the beginning, she said, this is going to be a really uncomfortable ride, but if you can trust me and just go with me, I promise you it'll turn around and we'll get to where we want to be. And I was like, all right then, let's see how we go. And we did. And push-pull 2019, I sat at 2019 or 2020 actually, I don't know, but I sat over 80 kilos and I'm short, like we said before, like I'm pretty short. So I looked pretty stocky, and I look back at photos that come up and I'm like, oh my God. And it was really uncomfortable, super uncomfortable there. And that's the highest that we got. And then from there, as the years have gone on, we've just slowly tapered down, and I've managed. And now, like, I'm so happy with where we're at. And I sit at 75 kilos, 76 all year round kind of thing. And we either, like, I used to have to cut for a comp, and like when I say cut, you know, we'd decrease the carbs, I'd go in the sauna, we'd sit in the sauna, do all of that kind of thing to make sure that I sat under 75. And now a lot of the time, like these last few comps, I've been eating up. So it's been wicked. Like, you know, we have a bit of a giggle about it now, and she goes, I told ya. So, and yeah, it's true, but it took time. It definitely took time. And I think that's a big thing for like a lot of girls out there as well. You know, those girls that go, oh, I want to just tone, but I want to be skinny. And you're like, it doesn't work like that, man. Like, you know, it really doesn't. And you have to increase those calories to be able to build some of that muscle mass and then taper off from there sort of thing. So, and it takes time. Like, I think it's take 2.5 years, you know, to get here. Doing what we've been doing. So,
and adherence as well is obviously one of the biggest ones, because like it's all good when you have to eat a lot of food, because everybody thinks, like you said, that's what a lot of females are scared to do.
Yeah.
And then they do that and they're like, oh, this is great. And I coach people, and I'll soon be actually, looks like I'm going to be doing this the same cert as Annie as well.
Cool.
In terms of sports nutrition. I think it's just more suited to me personally.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting because she's obviously great at what she does. So,
yeah, she's great.
You learned a lot. And obviously that comes with personal experience. But I have a client currently right now who's going through the exact same thing, and she's constantly, and I'm like, look, you know, this is the good part.
Yeah.
Once you're dieting again, you're just going to hate it. So, like, you shouldn't hate it entirely, but, like, it's not as fun. We all know it doesn't feel the greatest, especially as the more you do it. So when you're eating more, I think as hard as it is, at least, like you said, once you trust the process and kind of go through it, definitely try to enjoy that.
Yeah.
Because it's ideally the place you want to be, even just at maintenance.
I was just going to say, and then you hit this maintenance phase, and it's like wicked.
Yeah.
It's like this weight. It's almost like a weight lifted off your shoulders as well, you know. And you can afford to eat out or, you know, do those things, like relax, have a few drinks, have lots of drinks, whatever. You know, we make it work now. Yeah. So we're just in that phase where just small changes, you know, sort of get you back on track and things like that. Whereas you don't have to do these drastic measures to get where you need to be. But
yeah, you don't have to drink the lady shakes.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. They're like, I'm not hating on anyone who loses weight that way. If they want to do it that way, that's fine. But just know there is so many better ways to do it. I love food. I don't want to drink it.
Yeah.
I even have a protein shake sometimes, and I'm like when I'm on a busy day, and I'm like, what a waste.
Yeah.
Right? You'd so much rather eat.
Yeah.
What's your maintenance now?
We're sitting at about 2.4 at the moment. Which is good. I don't like to eat too much either, and I'm really time poor as well. So for me, the way that we've got it working, and it's probably not, you know, you hear these girls that are super strong, like sitting on like 3,000 calories and stuff like that, and just sitting at 74 kilos or whatever, and it works for them, and that's awesome. But we've worked out sort of the calories that I need to maintain what I am, and I'm happy. You know, if I'm hungry, we add a little bit more. If I'm not hungry, then, you know, we look at ways to change up the diet so that I'm still getting what I need. But, you know, I guess like you said, a protein shake or something like that. See, I don't mind every now and then, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's more just like, I've got protein bars here.
Yeah.
I gave Dylan one because he needs it. And I would be curious to talk about supplements, because you should. This one is a banana nut bread one. And this one, have a look at that one. I think it's peanut caramel maybe.
Oh yeah, crunchy peanut butter. Oh, this is
where it's at. It's a present. You can have it. I would like you to have it. But look, wait till you see the calories. It's so funny. People are like 260 calories.
See, this is okay to me. 260 is okay.
Yeah.
Those cookies, is it the
Lenny and Larry's.
yeah. When they first came out, man, they taste so good. And I was like, oh, yeah, 260 calories, awesome. And then it says 2 servings. And I was like, what?
Yeah, you're like 500 calories. I could be eating so much
I
food.
was like, the chicken and rice I could be eating. Like, I know chicken and rice is that's boring, sorry.
Not when there's heaps of it.
Like, do you know what? Even Macca's, like
yeah.
wrong kind of macros or whatever, or like Hungry Jack's, Subway, whatever. Nando's, actually. Let's go Nando's because I'd definitely choose that over anything. But, like, I'd rather have that than a cookie.
Yeah, well, especially when the cookie, I think the macros on the cookie are like 60 carb, 14 fat, 16 protein.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that I could have large chips from Nando's for that.
Yeah.
And that would be so much more satisfying
Yeah, for sure.
than like a dense cookie.
Except you like, oh, I'll get large chips. And then they're like, oh, did you want any sauce with that? And you're like, oh, I'm going to go the aioli for sure.
Yeah.
Or the peri-peri. And then you're like, blows it out. And you're like, oh, well.
Damn it. Yeah, well, that's the thing I you know what I found the other day in when I went to Nando's, they have the peri-peri salt now. They sell it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm just going to season everything with that now. I'm seasoning everything with that. But sauce is the most annoying one for me because I'm a big fan of it.
Mate, I love my condiments. Like, you go into my fridge, there's every sort of, like, Kewpie mayo, sriracha, like, there's everything.
Do you go to low-fat stuff? Because I got, like, low-fat mayo. I like low-fat mayo.
Yeah, so I do too. I like the taste of it better, actually.
I like it too, yeah.
But the kids can tell. They're just like, what is this?
It's not right.
No, it's not right.
It's not, though, because it's like, I don't know, when it's mayonnaise, it's low-fat. You're like, you know what mayonnaise is made of. So you're like, how'd you make this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're like mustard. You're like, oh, there's not much in mustard.
Yeah.
I love mustard.
Yeah.
Tomato sauce, barbecue sauce. I reckon people act like there's more calories in them than there is. Like, tomato sauce and barbecue sauce aren't bad.
No, I'm barbecue sauce all the way.
You give me those vibes.
Love my barbecue sauce. But do you know what? And I'll admit this, that's okay. But when I start a meal plan, right, I will, even if there's not sauce on it, I will put the sauce on it so that when like the quantity of that meal or anything like that changes, I can still have the sauce and know it hasn't affected me because I started it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And that sauce can just go through with me the whole way. Like,
yeah. If I had to eat chicken and rice without sauce, I'd never eat it.
Oh, no.
Nah. It's anyone who says it tastes good on its own is full of shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm bad for like, I'll make a meal and it doesn't matter what it is half the time. It'll be like, I do like loaded chips. I'll do like mince and then I'll cook my own potatoes and everything. And then it's just like, it looks like a Ronnie Coleman meal. I just cover it in sauce and people will look at me and be like, you're not even going to taste the food. I'm like, nah, I don't care. This is where it's at.
Yeah, and I'll put it over like the whole lot, rice, the broccoli, the chicken, the whole lot,
everything.
Man,
Yeah,
lot.
It's all, at the end of the day, it's all gone the same place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, they're the ones that are going to be upset that they don't get the mad sodium pumps we get. Right?
Yeah.
After you eat that shit, sometimes you walk past the mirror and you're like, hey, whoa, look at that. Look at my forearm. Yeah, look, I think food's a funny one and it's awesome that your background's bodybuilding. Powerlifters with their background's bodybuilding or they go to bodybuilding from powerlifting. It's cool to talk about nutrition. I speak to so many powerlifters where I'm like, calories, and they're like, don't count them. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
boring. Like, it's cool if you don't. It must be nice. But I'm way too interested in trying to make concoctions.
Yeah.
You would have seen my Instagram. I'll put stuff up and people will be like, why do you care about the calories? And I'm like, because I want to know how low I can get the fat and how high I can make the carbs.
Yeah.
And how much protein I can put in it. So is there like maybe not a full day of eating, right? But is there like a thing that you always eat? You know what I mean? Like that because my thing is I will always eat toasted sandwiches because I can make them super low fat.
Yeah.
I just love them.
Yeah.
Is there something that is always a part of, your meal plan?
I think right up until just recently, for the longest time, probably years, I've had breakfast has been protein oats. Like oats, protein powder. I'll chuck an egg white in there. It makes it all smooth and creamy. And then berries on top, sugar-free maple syrup. For the longest time, I couldn't tell you. And that was just, habitual almost. I would get up, cook my oats, have that. And then, that's been breakfast. That's probably everything else chops and changes. And like, even if it's not, and that's another good thing is like, now that I've learned sort of how my body works and things like that when it comes to food and nutrition, I'm able to like change up lunch a little bit, you know, and then put whatever I miss into dinner, or go, all right, I know this is what I'm doing for dinner tonight, so we're just going to have a bit of tuna and rice and some veggies or whatever for lunch. Like,
Tuna and rice has to be the most depressing shit on the planet.
I know, but
I remember sitting...
chili tuna? Like, no, it doesn't really make it better.
You're trying to make it worse, or...
Yeah, it's the barbecue sauce.
No, you know what I go for? I go for the tuna that's got mayo and corn in it.
No.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
That reminds... Do you know what? That makes me think of tuna mornay and, like,
Love
so's
tuna
mum. But, you know, when you grow up as a kid and there was particular meals that you had all the time.
Yes.
And that was just one of them. Nah.
You know what?
So I can't do it.
I'll tell you why I have a complicated relationship with it. Mum used to cook, I loved it, right?
Yeah.
I went and worked on a mine site for a bit, and we would end up in the middle, because I was on drill and blast, we'd end up in the middle of nowhere, and there was no crib room near us, right? So what I would do is I would, on the week off, I would grab pasta, cook pasta, chuck it in like, you know those massive Tupperware containers we all have?
Yeah.
There's like massive square ones, and I would put it in that. Then I would get the 440-gram tuna, spring water, because it was the easiest. And then, you know the fucking jars of tuna mornay sauce?
No,
no. Right? So I would
They don't even have any flavour, dude.
But they're low fat. Nothing that's low fat has flavour, right? And I would pour that shit into there, and I would just mix it with my hands, right? And then in the morning, I would go into work, I would heat it up, and it would be a kilo of food, and I would put it in a thermos. And then at lunchtime, I would sit and eat it out of my thermos. And I have to say, that was the worst shit on the planet.
Yeah, man.
Now I can't even look at it. I'm like, nah. I can't. I haven't eaten tuna in months.
Yeah.
And it really put me off. But if I remember correctly, the protein was ridiculous. It was like 60, and then the fat was like 7. And I was like,
You're like wicked.
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? I couldn't go to the toilet, but it was amazing. And then I was all bloated from the pasta. That was my side story anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what about when you say that you had oats, milk or water?
Water. So it actually said almond milk, like I was allowed to have milk, but I would save that for my coffee.
Yeah, see, smart. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
What about you said you have, when you say protein oats, do you mean the actual protein, like oats?
No, so just like normal oats, like normal rolled oats, protein powder. And then, an egg white. I don't know if you've ever done that. People look at me, I'll be like putting in egg whites and they're like, what are you doing? But it makes it like real smooth and creamy. So...
I've got a counter thing for you that I want you to try. Okay. So protein, I actually buy them. I think they're from Coles. They say protein oats on them. Okay. And I just use those because you use rolled or quick.
Rolled.
Yeah. Ew. Right. So them ones, and then I'll use milk. Right. Light milk. And it's A2 because I have a sensitive stomach. And then I will.
You're one of those.
Don't you with your water.
I've got a sensitive stomach, but I'm going to go and get a Macca's ice cream after this.
Oh, no. Macca's ice cream sucks. I'm happy those machines are always broken. I don't want one.
That's as bad as getting a Diet Coke with your large Hungry Jack's meal.
Diet Coke is better than normal Coke.
I will agree with you there.
Hands fucking
but
down.
But still, same thing.
Seems
I'm lactose intolerant, but I can eat ice cream.
Yeah, but the only reason I like the light milk is just calories again. I definitely don't like the taste of it better, you know. But so I'll do that. But then, you know, Muscle Nation or another one do the custard, the casein custard.
Yeah.
It's gross on its own.
Yeah.
But if you put a scoop of that in the oats and add a little bit more liquid.
Can't do it.
Nah,
I can't do the casein custard, man. It goes through me. I've tried.
Okay.
I can't do it.
All right. Okay. You got to change the Instagram to Lucy Shits 85.
I was due for a change up, mate. Okay.
Yeah. That's okay. All right. Fair enough. This is the problem. There's so many things in life where you're like, this tastes so good.
Oh,
but I shit myself when I eat it.
Do you know how many times I've wanted to I see people post it on their story and stuff like that as their little before bed snack or dessert or whatever. And I'm like, man, I wish I could. And I can't. I don't know if it is the casein or what it is, but, and now I'm going back on it gives me a bad stomach. But there we go. But, I can't do it.
It's not the worst thing to not be able to eat though. Like
Yeah.
some people, I can't eat bread. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I love bread. I don't. Do you eat bread regularly?
Yeah. I like bread.
When would you have it? Because if you have an oats for breakfast, do you have like something for lunch?
Yeah,
with bread?
probably lunch. Yep.
Sandwich.
Yep.
What are you having in your sandwich?
Probably chicken, and we look. You're gonna laugh because it's chicken or tuna. But yeah, and then just salad, tomato, lettuce, that kind of thing.
That's good though. Volume.
Yeah.
Like barely any calories.
Yeah, and it's just to change it up. Like it's just to switch it up so it's not the same thing all the time. But the oats work for me because it keeps me fuller for longer.
Yeah. What kind of bread though?
Just white bread.
No, good answer. Yeah. If you're one of these people that's like multigrain, I'd be like, fuck off.
Oh no.
It's got more calories in it and it tastes worse. Why do
Yeah.
I want that? You know what I mean?
It'll just be white bread. And if we're looking at having to sort of cut the carbs a little bit, we'll use those thins, those tip top thin things, and you can
calories?
then you can have more. I don't even know, but it makes me feel like I can have more as well. Like if I can have 2 of those, like 2 sandwiches or 3 sandwiches instead of
way better.
1 or 2, it is way better.
What about country slice? The
That's
bread?
so good. That's
good.
isn't it?
You know what I love most about it? You're going to be, it's like you're trying to defuse a bomb because if you pick it up too quick, you'll tear it straight in half.
Yeah.
But it's the best.
It is the
It's
best,
like
yeah.
120 calories for 2 slices. Oh,
Yeah.
that's where it's at.
Toasts really well that.
It does toast really well. It has like the integrity of like, I don't even know, like a skateboarder's knee. Like if I toast it and then I'll press too hard, I'll just snap it in half.
Yeah.
But that's probably because of these.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah,
right?
I g- yeah.
Sometimes I just
Hey,
touch stuff
I'll
and I'm
snap the knife.
Yeah.
No.
just bend it into the counter. So, all right. So, if you ever get to a point where your calories are back up, there is a brand called Lawson's. Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
When you get in your bread,
Yeah.
and there's tip top toast bread here for $7, and you're really upset about the inflation, right?
Yeah.
Look down, and at the very bottom, there's 2 big loaves of bread. One of them's orange. It's the multigrain one. Fuck it off, right? There's a green one, and
Yeah.
the slices of Lawson are massive.
Okay.
2 bits of toast, change your fucking life.
Okay.
But they're like 260 calories.
See, I don't really care. Like that calories thing doesn't worry me.
You then do it.
Like
You-
it really doesn't worry me.
50 grams of carbs for 2 slices.
Okay.
You feel fucking amazing afterwards. I'm super into bagels. Do you like bagels?
Oh, okay, so do you want a fun fact?
Go.
Never had a bagel.
Oh my God, I wish I had some.
So I've never had a bagel, and we were just saying the other day, I was saying to my partner Josh, he was like, "Oh, we should get bagels," and I was like, "I've never ever had a bagel," and he was like, "Oh, we're not getting these ones. Like, if you're gonna have a bagel, it has to be a good one. Your first one has to be a really good one." How do you know what? I don't even know what a good bagel is. So,
He probably like. So I've learned that they're more popular for people to have with cream cheese and salmon and
well,
stuff.
that's just how I know people to have them.
Fuck that noise,
like-
ready? Oh, fuck that noise, all right? If that's how you eat a bagel, stop listening to this podcast right now. No,
Don't.
No. I need every view. Don't. I get paid per view, so please don't stop listening. Listen till the end and then fuck off. So
Come back for episode 115.
so Apes bagels, you buy them from like Woolworths.
Yeah.
And what I do is I get Macro Mike. They do a powdered almond butter.
Okay. Yep. I know the one you're talking about.
The almond butter on those bad boys.
Yeah.
Amazing macros, and you feel so good afterwards.
Okay.
About 45 minutes after that, you don't feel great, right? But for that 45 minutes,
Okay.
wow, you're killing it.
All right.
Oh, every now and then I'll do Biscoff on them.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking good.
Okay.
I want you to try them
Yeah.
and then tag me in the Instagram story about how you feel about them.
All right. I will.
Don't have it with salmon and cream cheese. That's
Yeah,
weird.
okay.
That's gross.
Okay.
That's weird, don't you think? You think that's
Well,
weird?
that's do you know any time you watch a show or you see someone like eating a bagel, I don't know. It's normally cream in my head, cream cheese and salmon.
It's strange, right? I don't even. I'm gonna.
Well, I don't know because I've never had one. So to me, I'm like, oh, that's normal.
I'm gonna break the fourth wall. Maggie, how would you have one?
I used to be a barista, and I would make them for everybody. So I would just have butter and cream cheese.
Oh, still cream.
Butter and cream cheese. Is it
Yeah.
that good?
Yeah, cream cheese is life.
Cream cheese is life. Shit,
You
maybe.
can't- I bet you're going to turn around and say, oh, I can't eat cream cheese.
Listen, if you only knew the things that I eat, I've been treating my body like shit for a long time. What about like your dirtiest cheat meal? What's like?
I'm not good at that. I'm really not
No.
good at
There's going to be something that's fucking awful that you like.
No. No, they're really. So
you and the partner
if
don't
someone
get-
said to me, like, if I'm having a cheat meal, it's a laksa. If I'm having a cheat meal, it's dumplings or sushi train.
It's a Laksa.
What do you mean? What's a laksa?
What the fuck is that?
What?
That sounds like a brand of
What do you- like-
vibrator or something. Is that not what it is?
Oh, no, I wish it was. And Josh is going to listen to this and think it's hilarious because, yes, our little thing that we do is at the moment we're trying to find a restaurant that has the best laksa.
What is it?
It's like a soup, but like, right? Am I right? Coconut, and it's got like coconut milk, and it's like a curry kind of flavor. And you put you can put chicken in it. It's got those thin vermicelli noodles.
I'm sorry. You can't have casein protein powder because that will make you go to the toilet,
Yeah.
but you can eat that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. I've never had it. It doesn't sound that good. Is it really that
Oh,
good?
it's so good. It's so good. I'm
Okay.
looking at Maggie because I know that Maggie would have had a few in her time.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to try one.
So now you need to do the laksa and tag me.
Okay. All right. I'll do it. But you have to do the bagels. I
Yeah.
hadn't eaten a bagel to this year.
Okay.
So I've similar experience. I hadn't had sushi until this year as well. I hadn't
What?
had sushi until about a month and a half ago. Shout out to Tim Williams for introducing me to
How good is sushi though?
what's the Tokyo Bento? Is that the place that does it? Do they have one up here? Tokyo Bento? It's like a sushi
don't-
place.
I don't know. There's
I thought it was like a franchise, so I thought
Oh,
maybe
okay.
it was like up here as well.
Teo?
Nah,
Okay.
maybe I need to try a better one. This is just one we have in Rockingham. I was just like a child because of the train.
Yeah.
And he was like, you can grab something. I was like, can I? Whoa, like I don't even want that, but I'll grab it.
Yeah.
I'll have to try Laksa. That's a weird name for something. I don't know how
No,
we
I
got.
feel like we need to invent something else.
I feel like we do. This is a great time to try and to get hydrated.
What a segue.
Thirst trap. I'm going to keep tagging these guys and maybe just annoy the shit out of them because at the very least, if I don't get any sponsorship, I've annoyed them.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy with. Are we a go, Maggie? So what I want you to do is I want you to look into the other camera at the same time
Yeah.
as me.
And I already worked mine out before.
There you go.
Wait, where's your words?
Oh, there's no words. It's because we'll screenshot it.
Oh, really?
Boom.
We can't say, let me be your thirst trap?
I
No,
guess
too weird.
we could say that, but I feel like like I said, I don't want to like promote it too much yet because it's like I want that sweet thirst trap money first. But I'm more
That sweet thirst trap money. Well, there you go.
yeah. I'm more interested in your opinion on it. It's water,
Oh,
so I don't know if you're aware
we're
of
gonna
that.
try
yeah.
it.
So 100% water.
Oh,
How good is that?
That-
I tried it with Dylan before. He liked it. Tell me what you reckon.
okay. Oh, yep.
Isn't that like the freshest water you've ever had?
It really is.
It's actually so fresh, right? You drink it and you're like, I've had water. And you're like,
Yeah. I mean, nothing compares to this bottle of water anymore now.
oh, I just feel
Thirst
like
trap.
I just want to see an ad that's way over the top and has rock music in the background and someone's just like fly kicking a pump bottle. Thirst trap.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's...
I thought you were going on a totally different path then with like, you know, the thirst trap and the girl in the white t-shirt and just like
Lucy. We're trying to keep it PG.
okay,
here.
sorry. All right, we're going on a different.
Okay. All right. And the MRE bars, but I don't think I'll ever get sponsored by Redcon because they're way too. But Redcon, I like them. They're good. They all taste the same though. Every flavor.
Do I
tastes
get
the
to
same.
say? I get to say this with me.
Absolutely.
Wicked.
It's 100%.
Thank you.
I would love you to try that flavor. I do think that the peanut and the chocolate ones are the better ones because they
Yep.
like have more prominent flavors.
Okay.
But do you have a supplement? That's where I was getting at when I first brought them up. Do you have like a supplement that you used maybe even throughout your dieting and bodybuilding, or that you use now? Possibly even just a flavor of protein that you use, or are you just like a vanilla person?
I am just vanilla purely because I use it in my oats and I cook, like if I do cook with it, like if I do protein pancakes or anything like that, vanilla is just easy.
Makes
so
more sense.
yeah.
But
If
you don't-
I
you don't
have a
have
different
anything?
flavor. No, I don't have anything.
Like even when you were dieting, you didn't have a snack? Because I feel like there's so many snacks now that they bring
Or
out.
like just the good old I'm like good old protein bars. Like really whatever's on special.
Yeah, right.
I'm not a massive. It's just like a go-to snack that's not Tim Tams.
Yeah, sometimes macros are shit. I wish they weren't.
Yeah.
It'd be so. What about ice cream? I eat a lot of ice cream. Do you?
Nah.
No.
No. And if I do, it's that what's that one in the little tub that's only like 360 calories?
Halo Top.
Yeah. That's what I'll have.
Yeah, you know the funniest thing is it's crazy as humans just how well we can adapt to tasting Halo Top and being like, this actually tastes better than normal ice cream. And then you have some Ben and Jerry's and you're like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
That sucks. This is awesome. Nah, but it's good. I feel like we focused on food way too much. But I just wanted
there's
to
a
talk
lot
about
of food.
it. I like talking about it.
Yeah.
I would have to put it out there. I normally ask this question later, but if you were to only have one meal that you could have, let's say you're on death row, what would it be? Yeah, it's not. You're not on death row. That seems really deep. But if you were,
No, we can go there. I don't even Laksa. No, I just want to see your reaction.
the guard's like, "What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Is that a brand of?"
Honestly, like I don't know. I really don't know.
Come on. If you like, there's cameras and stuff loose. Come on.
Yeah, I know there's
Pull something. Pull something out your ass. Come on. There's gonna be something. There's gonna be something that you like. Like, what's a meal that you just slaps?
Dumplings. Okay. I'm sorry, but I love my dumplings.
Do you want to know something?
What?
Never had one.
You've never had one, have you?
No.
Man.
I've taken some dumplings in my time. I'll tell you that. But I've never had one. What's in them?
Whatever. Well, whatever. Chicken and chives, vegetable, like
No.
pork and chives.
I had an ex-girlfriend make them once, and I think I took like a little bite and spat it in the bin. So maybe they were bad dumplings.
Yeah. You have to go to like a proper dumpling house, and then like there's like Shanghai dumplings, and like there's so many different types, and you just get them all, and you just sit there and you eat them. Rob Joyner, shout out to him. He is a good person to eat dumplings with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for the experience.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And
he'll be like, "Yep, we need them. Yep, we need them. Yep, we need them," and your table's just full.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will hit up Rob. I'll ask him about it.
For sure.
Absolutely. 75 kilo weight class.
Yes.
Pretty competitive weight class these days. Like, I feel like I open Instagram and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you check Open Powerlifting every 28 minutes. Where are you sitting on Open Powerlifting? Because I haven't looked.
About like there's so many different little avenues you can go down, but in Australia, well, to be honest, I actually sat just above 75 kilos. Like if we talk about nationals, which we just had, I weighed in at 75.6, 75.8. Andrew actually said to me, "Do you want to cut? Like, do you want to go and lose that 800 grams? Because then you can be in 75." And I was like, "Nah." The plan was to sit in 82 and try and just get some better numbers and a better total. And we had a plan. So I was like, no, it's all good. So if you look at that, I'm sitting at about 3, 6, somewhere around there. I don't actually, like, to be honest, I'm not one to fully go da-da-da. I only ever do that when a comp's coming up. And, and the sort of whoever else is competing, I know who that is. And so, like, for me, for nationals, like Belinda Ryder over in Queensland, she's phenomenal. She's a phenomenal 60-kilo lifter. She's actually a masters, but she competes open. She did Pro Raw as well. And I knew that she was going to be my competition coming into nationals. So I'm actually quite glad that I hit the weight like a little bit lower. I didn't want to be 75.8. Like, I was happy to sort of sit at 76, 77, but I knew if I could weigh a little bit less, it would work in my favour for overall. Like, for the weight class and winning the weight class, I wasn't too worried. But I knew Belinda Ryder would win her weight class, and then I knew there wouldn't be much between us for overall. And I think even then there wasn't much between us in the end. I know that her and Johnny, he was kind of crunching numbers all day to sort of make sure that they had it up, but we managed to get it in the end. So it was impressive performance. Capo States was impressive as well. And
obviously edged that recently by what were your Capo States numbers versus the nationals?
Man, my memory's bad. Like, squat. What was my squat? 190, 195.
I thought you squatted more at Capo States.
At States.
Yeah,
Did I?
I thought you did. I thought it was over 200.
Oh, two. It would have been 200.
Yeah.
200. Oh, and 205. Look, I don't even know.
I think it might have been 205, and then I thought your bench was still 120, but it wasn't.
No, my bench was 115.
Yeah,
at States, and then my deadlift was 220.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
We went 227.5 to try and get the record off the muscle pit board, and I tore my hand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then nationals, we went. The plan for nationals was a 560 total, so that meant a 210 squat, 120 bench, and a 230 deadlift.
Okay.
And so we got the 210 squat, got the 120 bench, and then went 220. We went 210, 220, and the plan was 230 for deads. But my hand hadn't even healed properly from States going into nationals. So even on that first, 210, I tore it a little bit. We ran out the back, cut all the skin off and stuff like that, super glued it a little bit, went out, did the 220, and then walking off and doing putting down 230 for that. I looked at my hand and I was like, I have no idea what we're going to do about this. The whole thing was ripped. And then we ended up cutting more skin off, gluing, strapping it a little bit, just the palm of it. And yeah, Mason, he was just just pray to the gods that you pull it. And I didn't, obviously. So we lost 10 kilos. But 550, I was still stoked with that. 550 total.
Well, I don't want to brag, but I totaled 550 at 106 kilos. So.
Mate.
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I need a powerlift again. Really brings you down when you see, you do something, then you see, 3.5 weight classes under you. You're like, damn it. Why do I weigh so much?
Yeah.
No, honestly, it's a very impressive total. I think it's great. I think 550 is such a nice number. I know you could have had.
I mean, it's not 560, but
Jesus, you could have had 552.5. Yuck.
Yeah.
Ugh, 557.5. Get out of here. 555 would have been all right.
Yeah, 555 would have been cool.
I wouldn't have minded. Yeah, but it's I still think. So when you pull mixed grip though on your deadlift, don't you?
Yeah.
Are you ever going to switch to hook grip? You think?
I don't know. We've tried it because I've torn my for some reason I just tear my hand all the time, and we did talk about it, but I can't get tight. When I've got
hook grip.
Yeah, I almost round the top of my back sort of thing, so I end up pulling from my back instead of having everything locked in tight. It's something I can work on for sure. And we've talked about it, but no, yeah, we'll see.
It's hard because people still tear their hands hook grip anyway, right? So it's not even a foolproof thing.
Mm-hmm.
What about, I talked to a few people about this and someone before about equipment. I know at Muscle Pit, everything's pretty old school.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of just lift. But do you have a preference, when it comes to wraps that you use, belts that you wear, bars that you use in any way?
Nah, not really.
No.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I know, Matteo, when he's training towards the end of his prep, he'll start to use straps for his deadlifts, just because obviously he's pulling huge weights and stuff, so he wants to look after his hands and things like that. But again, for me using straps, I can't lock in. I just can't lock my back properly to lift the weight, end up pulling from somewhere else. And I'm like, look, I'd rather tear my hand and have that heal than fuck my back.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, but yeah, these are all little things that in an off season we can work on and play around with. So,
do you not ever want to YOLO a deadlift after you do prep? Do you ever just come in and go oh, I'd love to just see how much I can deadlift without all the pressure of a comp day and all the other lifts, just to kind of PB in the gym, or are you not really into that?
Nah, not really. Originally, I wanted to do push pull. Yeah. I was like, man, I just want to send it. Last comp of the year, just let me go out there and try get I don't know, 125 bench, you know, just for fun, and, you know, a big dead. Like, I don't doubt that 230 is there. 100% I could feel that 230 is there. I just, you know, that stupid hand every time. So, like, I would have loved to go and do push-pull and pull a bit more, but you got to rest at some point, don't you? So.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I mean, one of the things that could possibly improve it that may happen in the future, you know, whether we see it in the comp or not, in terms of even just grip in general, is the knurling on the Achievement Apex bar. So we could totally see that in the competition at some point, and that might actually help.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know. I've heard their deadlift bar is very good. Darwin speaks highly of it. And that man knows how to deadlift.
I do like a bar with some good knurling. I used to make a joke and be like, yeah, man, because it just digs right in and you can just pull it. But now I rip my hand all the time. I'm like, well,
yeah,
you know.
It helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that you guys have the squat bar at Muscle Pit. You have the original OG, one of Achievement's first bars. Connor squats with it fairly regularly.
Yeah.
Have you squatted with it?
I don't think I have.
Because I don't think the knurling is as harsh on that, but apparently it's quite harsh. They used it at GPC States, maybe.
Okay.
The last one.
I don't know what, and I should know this a bit better, so that's really bad of me, but I don't know what bar they used at Nationals, but that, like, when I set up under that bar, ready to squat, and I do this little, like, niggle thing to get my back in, the knurling on that bar, I was like, oh, mate, I'm going nowhere. Like, that was good.
But that was Capo Nationals,
yeah,
right?
It
so
was.
So I don't think they had one of his bars there.
Yeah.
So imagine that times 5.
Yeah, okay.
All right?
Yeah.
It's definitely got nothing to do with the fact that I'm sponsored by them. It's just like, I just think they're great.
Yeah.
No, but I'm trying to get more opinions on them more than anything. Connor said
okay.
it's one of the best bars he's ever squatted with. So it's more just that you brought up the hand situation, because I know Darwin said to train on, it would be a tough bar because of the knurling.
Yeah.
But he said in terms of at a comp, it'd be good.
Yeah.
Because it's like the knurling is fairly aggressive. But it also just depends on how, once again, obviously Darwin is hook grip, so it's a bit of a different thing. But I was just interested in terms of like even just wraps as well. What wraps do you use?
Harris.
Yeah, and like, do you just have like a normal lever belt?
Yes, Titan.
Oh yeah. Do you do much beltless training?
No.
No.
So do you know why? Because I actually injured my back in 2018 at Wild West Shootout deadlifting, and I was out. I had L4, L5, and I was out. I didn't do any squats or deads for all of 2019. I benched only, even nationals, all of that was bench only for me. So I just have this thing in the back of my head now. Well, not really so much anymore, but if I ever get like a little niggle or anything like that, my belt's on, and I'd just rather do that and protect my back than
that's what you feel like
try and be like, cool, look at me go do this beltless. Well, just for me, I feel better just wearing my belt. So
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, okay. What about when you are training? Obviously, you're training at pit, right? It's a pretty intense environment sometimes, I imagine, when you start peaking.
Yeah.
I know Connor's a demon. Yeah. Right? I asked Dylan about this as well. You sing, right?
I do.
So I'm assuming that you're a music-orientated person. I'm assuming you love music.
Yeah.
Do you like to get hype, and do you like music when you train, or are you not really bothered?
No, I definitely like music when I train, and I'm quite happy to sort of go with anything, like a lot of what Connor and Dylan and all that listen to, as long as it's sort of like loud and grungy. I'm cool with that. Look, it can even be a bit of Eminem every now and then, whatever. But I definitely like it loud.
Do you have a PR song? Do you have like a song that riles you up?
No, not really.
Never? Not Katy Perry Raw, nothing?
No.
That's a good song though.
It is a good song.
I like can't be in a bad mood when that song's playing.
I can't do that. I definitely can't do that. I think there's like on the playlist every now and then it's like that Call Me Maybe. Is that Carly Rae Jepsen? And I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, sorry people. I've got to change it. You know.
Not my jam.
Nah.
Everyone's
Or sometimes the 80s tunes come on, and I know Adam loves his 80s. Like, and don't get me wrong, if we're just like, if it's just training, you know, it's summer, it's the afternoon, everyone's having a good time. For sure, man. Let's do it. Like, let's have some fun. But when we're hitting the top end, it needs to be loud and it needs to be hard.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
I can't do the, like I remember at States, I was watching everyone coming out deadlifting at 7:30 at night, and I was like, man, I would need something so motivating now, because Thunderstruck ain't doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, I'm not going to lie, I don't even mind, but I'm a bit of a girly girl still as well, so even, you know, you hear the start of that song and I still get a little bit like, yeah, cool, here we go.
It's not the worst song. It's not as bad as like Take On Me by Aha or something.
No.
You know, that's a lot worse. That comes on, you like,
Yeah.
But nothing's worse. I think there's, even no matter how bad the song is, nothing's as bad as when you're just about to lift and then the song changed.
Oh,
you're in the silence.
Do you know what? If like we might, so it might be like Down with the Sickness or something like that, you know, and Henry will be rapping and I'll be like, oh my God, the song's going to end. And I'll be like, someone change, put it back, start again. Like, just so it doesn't. The worst thing is when you set up under that bar and it stops. And then you're just like, do you know what? I don't care if it is a shit song, some music play right now before I squat this.
Anything.
Yeah.
Call me maybe, put it on.
Don't let it be silent. Like,
yeah, it sucks. It only happened to me once, and it was at comp, and it didn't affect my lift, but I just walked away from it very unhappy. I was like, that was shit.
Yeah.
But when you do train, other than squat, bench, deadlift, do you have a favorite accessory or exercise that you just like love? That's kind of, obviously you used to do bodybuilding, so you would have a lot of relationships with separate exercises that aren't just squat, bench, and dead.
Yeah, I'm really into the belt squat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do like a lot of belt squat marches and then like superset it with belt, like squats as well and stuff like that. So I like a bit of a glute burn.
What kind of belt squat do you have? Like the forward one where it's like loaded in front of you?
Yeah, weights in front and then you've got your thing around your waist. And then like we'll mix it up. So we might do marches on like foam pads or like even put mats and like do step ups and stuff like that and do that. Generally it's like minute on, minute off sort of thing. And then chuck squats in while we're there as well. But I like the glute work, hamstrings. That kind of thing.
I've used two belt squats. I don't really like the forward weighted one.
Yeah, okay.
Because when I started, the gym I was at, he'd built one, but it was pretty similar to how he'd built one out of like crappy plywood, and you had to slide a thing out from under you, and it wasn't long enough. And you know, you got stuff like that at Muscle Pit where the machine's fucked, but you love it. But have you ever seen the ones that people use? Blaine Sumner uses one, and he has that like at his home, I think, and it's like a hole in it, and you stand over it, and the weight's directly underneath you.
Oh, okay, I know what you mean. Yeah,
that's a whole nother feeling. You ever get a chance to try one of them? Amazing.
Okay.
Like for me, that's the real shit. You just chuck like a, you know, whatever, you chuck like 100 kilos, 120 kilos on it, and you do it in sets of 20 or something.
Yeah,
fucks you right up.
Yeah, okay.
Love it.
Yeah.
So I've only trained at Muscle Pit once, and I benched there. But I liked it. It reminded me of like Metro Flex, you know, where like Ronnie Coleman used to train, where everything was like everywhere and all the plates were old as fuck.
Yeah.
So for you, it just must feel like home.
Oh, 100%. Like, and it is like that place is home for me. Literally, when it was just me and my kids, I moved when I was looking for a rental on the same street. I lived 3 houses down so that I could leave my kids at home and sleep or whatever and just walk down and train. And then even after that, the next house that we got was literally still on the same street but just across the train line. So I've always lived within the vicinity of the pit. And it is like I could just, even if it wasn't a training day, I just go in there, see who is training, help them out, you know, spot and load, you know, whatever that looked like. But yeah, that place 1,000% is special to me. Very special.
I love that you do comps there as well. And then like, because I was at the King of the Bench one
Last year.
Maybe last year, yeah. And then
Yeah, it was last year.
It was last year, yeah. And then I think that's where we met for the first time.
Yeah.
It was.
It was.
And he came up to me and I was like, wow, she's short.
Yeah.
So much shorter than I thought. But you guys sled out the front. That's what I see photos. Do you do sleds ever?
Oh, that's the Prowler?
Yeah, but or the ones you just attach on the ground and you guys are like, what? And I always see I've seen videos and it's loud as shit on the concrete.
Oh, yeah.
Does no one ever complain about that?
Nah.
Because I love that. I only ever used to see them do the west side, and I was
Yeah.
like, I love that you've got it on the concrete and you're just walking up and down.
Yeah.
Do you do them often?
So sled's not as much, but we will like run with it. So we'll run with a Prowler. That's an off-season thing.
In the car park?
Yeah. And
Wow.
that kills you like every off-season. Can you just sorry. It's my son. He'll be wondering where I am.
They're breaking the fourth wall again. Maggie's here.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah, that our off season is running the Prowler, and it kills you. It kills you. Corey, man, he kills it. He'll do Prowler with a weighted vest on, and it's the middle of summer. Don't forget, so it is hot.
Yeah.
And it'll be like 5:30 in the evening, and there's like a big group of us. And to be honest, I probably only did it 3 times last year. Sorry, Henry. Because it just kills you.
You just want to, it would do. We're all good?
He needs to go to the toilet.
We're almost finished anyway. So, but if you want to do that, but yeah. So, I need to train at muscle pit again anyway to a proper session now. I want to do one with Corey because me and Corey, I'm very similar to Corey. Because I'm like I can't focus on one thing. You guys that are competitive powerlifters, guys, I take my hat off to you because I'm just like I'm too all over the place mentally. I find it really hard to focus on like powerlifting for me. I just struggled in certain areas, I think, from a perspective of wanting to do other things, but you just sort of can't, right? Like, yourself, you've really got to put everything into that one place.
Yeah.
And so where is it that you're wanting to go in terms of you've 550 total at 75? You say that you're not too focused on sort of open powerlifting, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what's the kind of overall goal? You're 37, powerlifting careers go to forever. Are you going to compete in America at some point?
I would love to. I think I would definitely love to tick worlds off my list. States, nationals. I'd love to do worlds next year. That is in America. I would like to branch out a little bit. I want to represent the state, as much as I possibly can. And so, yeah, what that looks like, if that's America or if that's, I'd even love to just, the thing is, it's all just time and money really, isn't it? And your body. But, going across more comps in Melbourne or Sydney or whatever that breakthrough or anything like that, obviously America does Ghost Clash. That's a big one that a few of our Aussie girls went to at the beginning of this year and stuff. So I just want to be able to represent, I guess, WA foremost, and then obviously the country. And a big part of that for me is capo as well, just to be able to go over there and represent the federation. And I'd probably I still have 3 years in open before I could potentially move into masters. I can't see me going into masters, although who knows, 3 years down the track I'll be like, I'm ready for masters. But yeah, I just want to, I'd like to just try and we're always just chipping away. We've always just, Henry's always just said, we're chipping away, and we are. I always kind of try, and it's hard because you compare yourself to, the female lifters that we have, in our country, and female lifting at the moment is just second to none. It's phenomenal, So, and I think we get really desensitized with our numbers. We see girls, Lily Riley and Alana, like we were talking about before, lifting, these amazing weights, squatting 260, and deadlifting 260, and you forget, like we get, 550, and I'm like, 550, like, okay, well, we're getting there. You know, like, squatted 210, like, well, cool, we're on the right track, and then you have to kind of go, hang on a minute, like, that's a lot. Like, you're doing good, man. Like, that's a lot, and then you kind of look back at your social media or whatever, and, you've got your family or mums from school, and they're like, whoa, I can't believe that you just did that. Like, that's crazy. And you really do forget, because you're so focused on who inspires you and who's in front of you. So, I think if I can just keep chipping away, and seeing what more we can do for as long as I can, then that'd be the goal. And then, I don't know, after that, I would like to sort of go in a different direction of, like, I love the federation. I really love Capo. I'm very supportive of it. Obviously, I'm living north now. I'd like to sort of try and grow out that way. Ultimately, my dream, I would love to, I guess, do sort of what Sam Murphy's done down in Rockingham, down South Way, but do it up north sort of thing, and have like a muscle pit north, and just carry it on in somewhere else, and grow the sport, grow the federation, support GPC as well, because, that's a big part of us now too. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, well, some quick fire ones.
Yeah.
If you could train with anyone for a day, who would you train with?
Ooh.
Big one.
There's so many. One that I'm loving at the moment, I've been watching, is that Denise. Is it Denise Harbour or whatever?
Denise Herber, yeah.
Yeah. Oi, man. 280 deadlift at 75. Like, she's a machine. And but she does it I feel like she does it quietly. Like, she'll just post these videos. You don't see too much more, but you just see her lifting these massive weights. Like, she's one that'd be, there's so many for me. Like, Hunter Henderson, I'd even love, like.
She squats 305. She squats 305.
At the.
I think she squatted 305 in reps, yeah.
Like, it's just.
And
it's
in the
just
75
crazy.
or 82s.
82s. I think she went up to 82s.
The 305, yeah.
Yeah. There's girls in Australia that I'd just love to hang out with. Alana Diaquino, like, she's doing amazing things at the moment. Like, there's heaps of people. Like, that Pro Raw is so fun for that. Yeah. Because you get to rub shoulders with all of them, all of them girls. There, yeah. So it's fun to be in that caliber of lifters.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's crazy it'd be interesting to see you spend a training session together and like, it'd just be so good to learn from each other, what I mean? And see how people do things.
Yeah. And just have that drive, just that drive and enthusiasm to push each other and things like that. Like even Jess McCallum came over a couple of weeks ago, and she's in Tassie, sort of there's not too much happening down there for her. So it was nice to get her in the gym and just like train with her and push some weight around with her. Like, that's always a good time. She's another fantastic lifter, with an amazing talent. So, and anyone, all of them, it's a good sport. The community is amazing. We all support each other, on and off the platform. If it's not in a training session, it's, sending a message, how did your training go, or commenting on a video, things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I guess kind of lastly, with everything that you're going to be striving for moving forward, like you said, just chipping away, continuing to do powerlifting, since things have changed a bit and like GBC is becoming a part of things and things are changing, what's something you would like to see in Western Australia in terms of like a competition? Is there anything, there's people talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And more money comps or one massive one between GBC and Capo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is there, for a while, GBC did Ladies of Lifting and things like that. Is there something where, like, if you had your say, you'd be like, we should do this and we should do it here, or this is we should do it with this theme, or this is what we should do, or we should bring people over, or something like that?
Yeah, I think we're starting to get there, like with what I'd want to see, like GPC and Capo coming together for that comp, are they calling it states or not? Like, there's a bit of a confusion around that at the moment. But just to have all those lifters competing together, and that's your best of the best there, because it's WA, no federation sort of thing. It's all just all the lifters together. Like GPC have their ladies of lifting, like you said. Last year, Annie and I ran like sort of capos, muscle pits first, like female only Amazons comp. That was a huge success. So we'll do that again next year. And I think just whether it's a capo comp or a GPC comp, I think making sure that we're all involved with each other's comps, if they're not a combined comp, like having like James Raw Cup that's coming up, we'll be there, there to help spot and load or ref or whatever that looks like for them. And I know we had a lot of help from them for states, a lot of them came across and helped out a little bit there too. So I think just making sure that we're all doing our equal parts to support each other, no matter what that federation looks like, just coming together and helping each other out.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be there, I'm sure, commentating or doing something.
Yeah.
Eating food.
We still need to do that one time.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I reckon we should, we need to do a live stream, pick an event.
For sure.
And ideally, I feel like it'd be really cool to do one at Muscle Pit. You know what I mean? Like if next time you guys do a comp there, it'd be sick to do a live stream there. Mm-hmm. But we're getting there with the live stream. That's the other thing. We're getting there. There's so much that goes into it. And Sam's trying to do it all, and he does a great job, but I can't wait till we can come up with a bit of a better structure so that we can just take it off that dude, because he's doing so much.
He does a lot.
And we have people all doing different kinds of things, but I really want to be a part of a team that's a part of that, because to me, this is my thing, and we know that. So I'd really rather contribute in that way, and just be able to have lifters and coaches rock up and lift and coach, and not trying to do everything. That's what Sam's best at. He's that guy. Henry's very similar. They're all doing lots of stuff. But I think now that, like you said, there's less of a divide, more people are there, we can see more of that happening now.
For sure.
We're going to have those same people loading and helping, and everyone's going to be doing it for each other and lifting. And then I'd really love to have that media side of things separate,
for sure,
that I can be a part of. And then same as yourself, because like you said, you're always going to want to be involved in it. So as you get older, you may not powerlift as much, and that might be where you decide, you know what, I love powerlifting so much that I'd really love to actually just be at every event and contribute in that kind of way. And
that's where the community comes from, is being involved if you can't lift, or, if you are a little bit injured or anything like that. I remember, when I hurt my back, I was like, oh my God, well, what now? I'm not going to be good. What am I going to do? And, it actually almost pulled me back a little bit and went, okay, you can't lift all the time. What else are you going to do? And it wasn't until then that I really embraced the community side of powerlifting. I really stupidly saw it as, this one person competition thing where you went out there, you lifted weights and, you placed or you didn't, sort of thing. And I was fortunate enough to sort of, always be placing. And I think I maybe got a big head from that, and got a bit, not cocky as such, but it was kind of like, oh, I know I'm good at this sport. So, and then it wasn't until I hurt my back and I was out and I was like, well, where do I fit now and what happens now? And then that's when I was like, well, I can walk away and call it quits and we're done. That was fun while it lasted. Or I can really embrace this sport, find out all the other parts of it that I don't know about, learn it, and really be part of this community. And I did, and I swear it's the best thing I ever did. I grew as a person. I learned so much about the sport, and now, I love spotting and loading. I love reffing, I love being on the score desk or just being able to help someone or handle them on the day and things like that. Sometimes that's actually more fun than having to lift. There's no pressure there, but you're so involved in what's going on. I'm so great. This sport has done so much for me, mentally, not just physically. And as a person, I will be forever grateful for powerlifting, for Capo and for Henry, for sure.
I think that's the best outro possible
Yeah.
right there. Loved how you summarized that. And yeah, I think that really embodies like powerlifting and what
Yeah.
people that are truly involved in it are about. People always come and go, but it's people like yourself who are just going to be part of the furniture. And I'm sure one day when you're like 65 or 70 and you're like old with a walking stick, you'll be at the comps as well.
Well, man, look at Monica Cook. I mean, I don't. She's not 70, I don't think.
Yeah, no.
Definitely not. But she's out there benching almost 100 kilos, man, still going. You know, she's an amazing inspiration, that woman in itself. So it just goes to show you that age is just a number. You know, we've got plenty of years of powerlifting left in all of us.
Yeah, well, Capo's probably, I would say, more so than any federation I've seen, are huge supporters of their master lifters as well. Not that other federations aren't, but I feel like Capo, for me, with everything I see, those guys really highlight it. Yeah. And everybody loves, you know, a bit of Jim Ambrose and Gary Jones and all those guys, you know.
Oh, they're so amazing. They all are really so amazing. Everyone just looks after each other so well, you know, master lifter, open lifter, teens, juniors, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everybody is there for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, look, it was great having a chat with you today.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to doing it again in the future on a live stream.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
And when you total 750, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll be sitting having a chat. At this time I always give people the opportunity to, even though you just pretty much shouted at everyone.
Yeah.
Any shout outs before you want to go?
Yeah, there is one, and I'm glad that you asked me because I was like, one person I haven't mentioned is Michael Prosler. So from Health Performance Base, like he obviously being my chiro and things like that, he's worked with me for a really long time since I did my back and things like that. So massive shout out to him. He's phenomenal, taught me so much about my body as well. Anyone else? Obviously, I've already spoken about Annie, Mateo, training partner, Orlando. I did hear about your question, Orlando. So when you're listening to this, very funny.
Oh shit! You've actually just reminded me. No. There's something we didn't answer. It's the second question that you got,
What?
and it's a quick one though. We know who it's from. It's from Moist Mofo, and he's asked,
What?
"Is Muscle Pit Perth's moistest gym?"
Oh, Terry.
You know who it is.
I was like, who is this weirdo?
He's going to be listening, just being
Terry.
like, "Why the fuck hasn't he answered my question yet?"
And as well, in answer to Orlando's, the only side effects of that heat gel is getting a 120 bench, mate. So start using it.
A little bit of a roast for Orlando there.
Yeah,
And
you'll get there, grasshopper.
Is that a yes to the moistest gym? Do you think Muscle Pit is the moistest gym?
Let's just go with for sure.
There you go,
Just
Terry.
keep Terry happy, for sure.
You just got to keep Terry. He's just
You
such
just-
a nice bloke. You got to keep him happy.
Yeah.
All right, look, thank you for coming here today. Shout out to Maggie for being awesome as well and helping. And I will also give a shout out to Achievement Apex, Power Pit Rockingham, the Hen House,
Yes.
and as always, my mother. We will see you next time.
Thank you.